Ooh, caught on camera. You know that for as many times as I have seen that intro, it still cracks me up.
I know, especially the one where we're like passed out on the seat.
Because we really were passed out.
We were working so hard.
We were so tired.
Exhausted.
Exhausted is the correct word for it. Hey, this is an improvement right there. So, it looks like we're going to have a great show today. Yep. We do have to apologize. At least one of the people that we were going to have on is not feeling well today, so she won't be here. Yep. Another person is, I believe, on the road, so they're probably looking for a Wi-Fi capable zone. But so, how are you, Emily?
I'm just lovely on this nice froggy afternoon. It is afternoon now.
Yeah, it is afternoon, and Tina this morning referred to it as a misty, moisty morning.
Ooh, I don't like the word moist.
What about moisty, though?
I mean, that's better, but...
Moistish? Moistess? Moistravaganza?
I've had enough of this, Tim. How are you today?
Are you a moisel man? I don't think that's a word. I'm doing well. It is crazy driving around here now, though. It is. You don't know where it's going to be foggy and where it's not going to be foggy.
I know. It's creepy because our library is right on the river, like right next to the river. And like yesterday when it started getting foggy out, you could see it just kind of rolling up the river. And it was just like a kind of like an intro of a horror story.
Oh, yeah.
I was expecting yesterday to be a scarier day, but it was not.
It was not.
No. It was fairly normal.
Yeah. And I made, a lovely chicken basil dinner for dinner with a very bright salad dressing on the salad on the side. So it turned out to be a really nice day.
I'm happy for you.
I'm happy for me too. We ate all of it. There were no leftovers. I think it's funny with the intro. You essentially look the same. I look
not changed.
Very different. My hair isn't like orange.
I know.
I don't know.
You've changed.
I have in so many ways. I've gotten callous. All this fame has made me callous.
Oh, wow.
How was Vegas?
Good. Expensive. Good. I just went, it was my birthday on Tuesday. So my husband over the last weekend took me on a little short trip to Vegas. And I didn't sleep much. I probably could have been a little more hydrated throughout the duration.
Sure. Well, you're in the desert.
Yeah.
I'm sure that was the primary cause. Self-inflicted desertation.
Dehydration. But it was a good time. We were happy to get home though. Yeah. A little too busy for me.
Well, and you crammed it in too.
Yeah, we were there for essentially one full day and then like one evening and then a morning. So.
We're big fans of cramming travel far away into short periods of time.
I know. Well, it's what we do.
We're cool like that.
Yeah.
That's how we roll. So, but enough about us. Oh, you know what? I did want to say one thing, and we always forget this.
We do.
If anyone watching has any questions or comments for either us or any of our guests that are on today, please just type them into the comments box, and we'll get them on air. And I guess we probably should get started, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, then. If I could actually find the bumper I'm looking for. So, our first guest today is honestly probably the most well-known person we have ever had on our show. Yeah, a celebrity. And we're actually... I see him shaking his head, which is a real improvement because when he first came on, we couldn't actually get his picture. So instead of talking about him, let's bring him on. Michael Perry, thank you for coming on the show.
Hey, I am glad to be here. If a little, I don't care for the word moist either. I mean, it's legitimate and we need to use it sometimes, but I ain't gonna lie to you. I was running a little late and I work out and I work out in our old granary, an abandoned granary. It's really top of the line stuff in there. And I'm
sure the ventilation and coolant system is fantastic.
It was pretty warm in there today, and my thermostat runs pretty moist for quite a while afterwards, and I kind of mistimed things, so I may have to just dab.
As long as you're dabbing. I mean, do you have now? I'll open this up to both of you. Do you have problems with the word moisturizer?
Not really.
No, moisturizers, that's a whole different deal and a whole different purpose. Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know what it is. I this is my guess, is the word moist, like you kind of emphasize the sound oi more, whereas moisturizer, it's you kind of say it faster, whereas like moist, it just
well,
is like
and there are weird words that, as much as I love words, I built a whole life on them, but there are words like, I have really a lot of trouble with food words like scrumptious or yummy. That just creeps me out. People go, oh, this is scrumptious. And I go, well, you're ruined.
Now I don't want any.
I am no longer hungry.
Well, Michael, thank you for coming on the show. And I appreciate the talk about working out and remaining moist for a while afterwards. I too am a moister gentleman when it comes to working out. That's why I got up at 6. I went and worked out this morning. I wanted to be dry by noon. So
Good job. Thank you.
It's not really a lie either. But we are here and having you on the show specifically to talk about a program that you have coming up at the library, which is An Evening with Michael Perry, which is coming up approximately a month from now. It's going to be taking place on Thursday, June 19th at the University of Wisconsin Green Bay Manitowoc Campus Theater. And the best part is that it's an absolutely free event. And you don't need any reservations. It's a nice size theater. Just show up a little bit before 6 o'clock. And that is the long and the short of it, thanks to the Manitowoc Public Library Foundation sponsoring it.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's odd. Well, first of all, I'm noticing that publicity picture up there tells you exactly what's beneath this hat or not beneath this hat. But anyways, it's odd because I'm very much a loner and I'm extremely shy. My favorite thing growing up was just to be alone on our farmhouse porch with a book. To this day, if I go to the grocery store and someone tries to talk to me, I literally get sweaty, moist. But somewhere along the line, I realized that, I'm not a million seller or anything like that I'd have to, hustle. And one of the ways that I can hustle is to make my books approachable by interpreting them in a live setting. And in doing that, I try to not just read at people. As a matter of fact, I do very little reading of my own work at these events. I mostly just tell stories, and it's somewhere. I guess it's somewhere between humor and stand-up. Someone saw me do this once and said, "You should be a stand-up comedian." I said, "No, I know stand-up comedians. To me, that is the single most difficult art form because you announce ahead of time and charge people money and tell them I will be funny."
Yes.
So that, you have to prove it. Whereas if they come to one of my events, they're like, "Oh, we went to see this author and it turned out he was funny." So I'm kind of cheating. But the part that's funny is that, I would rather, I'm in my little room above the garage here. I can look out across the back 40, and this is where I do most of my writing, and I'm just plumb happy here. And I would be content to never come out. But I have learned to very much enjoy these events because one thing about writing, a lot of my friends are musicians and they get to interpret their art in real time with the audience connecting with them. And as a writer, you do the best you can to connect with an audience you're probably never going to meet. You're not going to be there when they absorb your work. And so the live events for me have become very enjoyable. And I ain't going to lie, it's partly because it's a passive aggressive setting. I've got the microphone.
Yeah, I just looked at the setup. You're the only microphone in the room.
Yeah.
So you're good to go. Well, the first time I saw you was when you did come to Manitowoc. I guess it was like 6 years ago, maybe?
Wow. Yeah.
And it was the library partnered that time with UW Manitowoc, as it was known back then.
Yep.
So you played the space already, so you're familiar.
Well, and one of my dearest and now sadly late friends and greatest influence, we mentioned microphones. One of my greatest influences was a guy named Al Ross, and he used to be on the radio in Manitowoc, and he taught me to say Manti because he was from the Manti Trivers Fondy area.
Oh yeah.
And so whenever he had amazing. He had what they call velvet pipes.
Ooh.
And he taught me how to work with a microphone and how to work my voice. And so every time I step to a microphone, including and especially when I do it in Manitowoc, I think of Al.
Yeah.
Well, it's awesome to have you back, but I do have I have one question for you. Who is your photographer?
Yeah, we've been wanting
your
to know.
pictures are amazingly good.
The one you're looking at there, and pretty much all of the ones that we've been using recently, is a guy named Lee Butterworth. And if you can probably just in this day and age just Google him and find him, but he has an Instagram account too. And Lee has got that gift. He's got the eyes, you can see, he can capture things. He puts you at your ease. And what I really love about him, we've taken him on tour with the band. I've taken him out just with me solo. You don't even notice he's there. He just kind of drifts around quietly. And then he says, well, I'll see you later. And then about 3 days later, you get a file with just amazing photos. And, you know, I love having a guy like him shooting pictures of me because I'm, you know, let's face it, past my prime. So he's able to sort of capture the real you without, you know, and yet make it look semi-approachable, I guess. But no, I'm so, you know what? You're the first people to ever bring that up. And I'm really grateful because I'm going to send Lee an email right after I get off this. Yeah.
Well, no, because, you know,
that was the first thing we both said to each other. We're like, these are amazing pictures.
Yeah, when we got them, it's just like it captures who you are, and it doesn't. I'm not saying that it's plain, but there's not a lot of artifice to it. It really just captures.
You know, and that's my whole thing. I always tell people what you get with me when I'm on stage and if in the books. Of course, it's stylized, you know, and with the books, I really try to revise and get things tight. And on stage, you know, it's stuff that I've worked on. But ultimately, I call it the Willie Nelson versus David Lee Roth principle. So there was a time in the 80s when David Lee Roth was astounding. And he was amazing. And I'm not even being postmodern ironic. Truly an astounding, fascinating entertainer.
Yeah.
But at some point, you got to take the spandex off. And then you got Willie Nelson, who in his 90s is still just, he's Willie. And so we give him that latitude because he's never pushing it beyond, you know, he'll sing a duet with a pine tree. Don't get me wrong. but he's always Willie. And I've tried my best to, within, you know, what I put on the page is artful, I hope, and it's from the heart. But I just never try to go. I push my own internal boundaries, but I don't try to go off the deep end and be some crazy thing I'm not, especially in this online age we're in. So
yeah.
So you're not going to be wearing any like David Lee Roth style chaps at any of your shows, either here or at Big Top Chautauqua.
Well, why do you think I was out in the granary doing squats?
Oh yeah,
it all makes sense.
Chaps are unforgiving. They really are.
I'm thinking of the people, man.
So speaking of, how did you make the transition with everything that you were doing to start writing it down and then to decide to put it out there for public consumption?
I was thinking about that just today because I was very late to it. You know, I was out of college. I have a nursing degree. I was working as a nurse, and I had one little moment in 7th grade with a wonderful English teacher where I got a tiny little taste of realizing that I love to write without really even understanding it. And then in college, I was a nursing student, very rigorous curriculum, but we had to take some of those dreaded humanities you hear about. And I took a creative writing course and I loved it. But again, just went back to nursing. It wasn't until I was just thinking about this morning, because people say, did you always want to do this? I go, it's not that I didn't always want to do it. I didn't even know it was an option for a kid who grew up shoveling manure on a farm in Chippewa County. So what happened then is when I did finally write my first essay and place it, I realized, man, all I want to do is write more. And I think it was at that point where I just said, well, I'm going to go for this. And in 1988, I quit my last nursing job, or in 89, maybe it was. And then in 92, I quit my last minimum wage job that I was doing just to pay the rent so that I could write the rest of the day. And man, I always say I jumped out of the plane and I've been knitting my parachute on the way down ever since.
I love that.
So is writing what you would choose to do? Like, of everything that you've done, is that like that you fell out of the plane into the career that you wanted?
Yeah, no, there's no doubt. And the thing I'm happy to report is that none of what I do, even if it's me, you know, I worked on a documentary last year and did the voiceover and wrote the script. I'm working on books. I write music. I perform. I do one-man shows. I do corporate speaking. But the thing that makes me happy is that none of it, not the music, not the film stuff, not the book stuff, the speeches, the humor, none of it happens if I don't first sit down alone and write. So yeah, writing is still the absolute core. And I think, that kind of gets back to the Willie Nelson thing. I never make the mistake of thinking that I'm going to be the next great musician. I've learned enough chords and I can write songs that I feel are, or at least the audience shows up for. So they've earned their place, but I'm not under any illusions that writing is number one for me, which is great, because what I really can't believe is that this far into it, when I get up in the morning, the first thing I want to do is write.
Oh, that's great.
Although as a self-employed writer with an employee and with kids, a lot of times I just spend the first hour of the day doing QuickBooks. But
not that fun.
Kind of writing, semi-creative sometimes.
Yeah.
So is there anything that you haven't done that you still hope you get to give a go?
Yeah, there two things. I've written a script and sold a script in Hollywood and got a development deal, which is a blast, because like almost 98% of those projects, I'm going to say that it disappeared into a cloud of brown mist. But it was an educational experience, and I didn't get hurt, and I learned a lot. And I was old enough. That's the other thing. All of the stuff that's happened to me has happened when I was old enough, where I kind of already heard, like every time something would go wrong with the Hollywood project, I'd go, hey, I heard that's how these things go. Right? And then, but the one thing that I would still love is I would love to write a musical with a Broadway type person. And I've done some tentative work on that, not enough to really even talk about in public, because it's a million miles from reality. But I would enjoy that. But I think so. The musical of one of my books, and then happiest of all, I don't have dreams, because I've never dreamed. I've just sort of done, and things have happened, and they've turned out to be things that are rewarding and satisfying. But the thing that I miss most is just sitting down and just purely writing and not doing QuickBooks. And so if I could, I would love to like kind of do an arc back to where I'm just writing, even if only 12 people are reading it. I did a little book recently called 40 Acres Deep, which is a novella. Yeah. And that book is so meaningful to me, for one, because of the subject matter and the people who helped me feel that it was okay to write about it. And then secondly, that little book is a case where I didn't have a publisher. I didn't have anything. All I did was get up every day and try to write the purest art that I could. And that's very rewarding.
Oh, I love that.
Working on a musical is a blast. Like writing your own musical. I was fortunate enough to have, it was someone I was in a band with in Madison. And we took all the songs that we wrote for this band and turned it into a musical called Babes and Dudes, and definitely set in the 80s. And we were lucky enough to have it in the New York International Fringe Festival, so it got done, and it was so much fun. I mean, so I good luck with that project, because it really is rewarding and frustrating and silly and wonderful.
Well, and the one thing I love about live theater is that I think we're actually going to, listen to me, like I know what I'm talking about, sitting in a garage in Fall Creek, Wisconsin. But I think we're going to go to a golden age of live theater and musicals and even opera, because we're going to want, some of us, not all, not the majority of us, but there's going to be enough people that want the unfiltered, undigitized, live in the moment experience. Mm-hmm. And so I think there's actually going to be, if not a renaissance, at least a strong resurgence in that, and not just on Broadway.
Right. So, I hope so, because that's a shame that it's gotten so condensed now that it isn't as widespread as it used to be.
Condensed, and that's the thing. I do readings in rural Wisconsin, very places where not everybody agrees with me, but I do readings about French philosopher Montaigne, and we talk about Logan and anti-spill fuel nozzles and why they make us all angry, no matter our political orientation. And part of my whole spiel when I do those is that, when Shakespeare wrote those plays, it wasn't for the fancy people. They were drinking beer and eating peanuts and yelling at the actors. And so there's become this sort of division for a lot of reasons, which we can neither cover nor solve in this little get together. But in my own way, I'm just trying to, take it out there and go up to Ashland, Wisconsin, or Luck, Wisconsin, or the recently New Auburn, Wisconsin, and not adapt what I'm doing for a different audience. Just do what I do and try to connect in those places where I do connect, and in those places where I don't connect, I hope we're at least planting some seeds of consideration, and I absorb the same from the audience. So, well, that was a real run-on sentence. This is why I need an editor.
I am a huge fan of run-on sentences,
yes,
so you don't have to apologize, at least to me. But
I do want to add, just circling back to the event.
Sure.
When you came here 6-7 years ago, and you were having the event at UW Manitowoc, I had never read any of your books, and I invited my mom. I was like, let's just go see. I've heard great things, and people really like your books, and I want to highly encourage people, even if you haven't read Michael Perry's books, go see him, because it was just so enjoyable, and it was so honest and relatable. And I know my mom and I left that event so happy that we went. We thought it was just absolutely spectacular, and you were such a great, public speaker, and it felt like you were just talking to your friends, kind of.
So I'll try to respond with two answers to that. Number one, I'm glad that's how it went, because I do think it's hard sometimes for me to promote my events, or even for the library to promote me, because if you put up their author reading with New York Times bestselling author, well, I've been to some of those, and some of them have been pretty awful. And so it is about books, and it is about reading, but it's also very laid back and approachable. I used to say, you can show up in your barn boots or your Birkenstocks and you'll have a good time. But I think ultimately, and this is as close as I come to serious, but someone recently put a comment on my Facebook that really touched me, and it touched me because of what they said, but also because they conveyed something that if I say it sounds kind of boastful. But they said, we just love coming to your live events. And they were referring to one of my theater events. They said, because we feel like, even though we feel a kinship with the person in the seat next to us, even if we don't know them. And I think that's what I feel on the stage. It's like, I know my audience is, they don't all agree on everything, but for an hour to 2 hours, we have agreed that we're just going to sit down. We're going to be humans with each other. We're going to laugh at each other's foibles. We're going to talk about hope, and we're going to talk about feelings and emotions and sensitivity, but we're also going to talk about the guy who got kicked by a dead cow and why that's funny, and what happens. There's just this, I hope ultimately that there's a humanity to what I do. And then I also, just because I'm post-Calvinist, guilty, Scandinavian, I just got to say, I'm not that guy day to day. I'm just a grumpy dad. I leave my socks out. My wife often hears just how wonderful I am. And we've been married for 20 years now, and it seems like it's going to work out. I do say the probationary period is always perpetual. But she hears how wonderful I am on a regular basis. And her answer is usually, yeah.
But there's something exactly to what you're saying, like honest, true storytelling is relatable, and it binds people with, it shows how much we have in common, as opposed to the way we're constantly preached at how much we have that we don't have in common.
Well, and one of the points I made in that Montaigne book is that it's not so much that you and I are mad at each other. It's that someone in the distance has found a way to make us mad at each other.
Yeah.
And when we sit down in those chairs together and we laugh, and people say, well, I tend to talk about, well, I do cow jokes, that's the oversimplification. And so people say, well, how does it work when you go out to the West Coast, or I just did 2 shows down in Alabama, and I've done them in New York City. And I say, it works. It's a different sort of laugh, because a lot of times in the Midwest, I'm getting what I call the laugh of familiarity.
Yeah,
sure.
Like I can drop a Menards reference and get a reaction that I won't necessarily get in Poughkeepsie, but it still works in Poughkeepsie, because we are, after all, going through a lot of the same stuff as humans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Michael, for coming on. We've already kept you longer than I imagined we were going to keep you. It's been a real pleasure speaking with you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, and again, Michael Perry, An Evening with Michael Perry. How close to the show are you planning on working out?
It depends on the day. So I have a treadmill desk. It's right over there. You can't see it. That I try to get on 5 days a week. I just added it up. I think I got it in 2012. I don't know, but I've put 10,000 miles on it. Nice. And I usually do 4 or 5 miles a day. Wow. And at just a 2.5 miles an hour is where I really hit my riding groove. But then the actual physical workouts I try to do three to 4 times a week. So it just will depend on, and I don't know if I'll be able to do it in Manitowoc because it might, I'm not used to fancy gyms or anything. I actually carry bricks up a hill and things like that. I
don't think we have anything.
Manitowoc and fancy aren't words you hear combined very often.
I literally do a thing called the farmer carry. That's the kind of workouts I'm doing.
Should we have extra towels? I guess is basically what I'm asking.
Always a good idea with me. Yeah, I do. It's hard to admit, but I actually did a story for Men's Health once about hyperhidrosis, which is not funny at all. It's people who really do struggle with a serious sweating disorder. And I was found to have mild hyperhidrosis.
Oh, thank goodness it was mild. An Evening with Michael Perry, Thursday, June 19th at 6 p.m., University of Wisconsin, Green Bay, Manitowoc Campus Theater. Absolutely free. Just a great evening of storytelling and finding out what we have in common more than what we don't have in common. And just, hearing Michael tell his stories. And that's what we have to look forward to. Thank you for coming on the show. Before I let you go, one question. You know how in baseball, everyone has walk-up music? If you had walk-up music for when you walk into the room or come to the dinner table or whatever, not for a performance, but just in real life, what would your walk-up music be?
So it would probably be Waylon Jennings. I've always been crazy because he set me down a path. But if I can be serious for just a moment, Steve Earle, Exit Zero, there's a song called It's All Up to You. And I listened to that song in Chippewa County, Wisconsin a few times and decided to do something completely different with my life.
That's fantastic.
It's not a real hype song. It's more of a sad country boy song, but what the heck?
Well, anything can be a hype song. Anything. It's what you make of it. It's not, Michael, thank you so much for coming on the show. Have a great rest of your day and see you in about a month.
You bet. Can't wait. See you later.
Bye, Michael. Well, that sure was fun as heck.
Yes.
It was
I'm really excited for him to come in June.
Oh, me too. I got to hang out a little bit the last time because I was helping with the merch table. Mm-hmm. And, what I love about Michael is that's just how he is. I mean, I know that's more, a public. I mean, everyone has their dark times when they're away, out of the public eye, but it's just so nice talking to him and
absolutely
having all my preconceived notions be absolutely true.
Yes.
So that was great. Thank you. If you're still listening, Michael, somehow over the tubes of the infowebs, thank you so much for coming on. So we're going to move on to our next guests and our next topic, which is a broad topic.
Yes.
So thank you guys for waiting to be brought onto the show. That I thought Michael would stay with us maybe 5-10 minutes, and it turned into a 25-minute segment.
He was really sweaty, he said before.
Well, so I know. He needed time to dry off before he went to the next task in his life. So bring on to the show. I will bring them on in the order that they came into the off-camera studios. We have MPL Public Services Librarian and most frequent guest.
And MPL Insider Regular.
The regularist of
regular
regulars,
guest,
Tony Plekin. And I couldn't believe yesterday Lee said your last name different about 8 times.
There was some variance in it, but
there was I know I'm not hitting it right, so I'm going to just keep fishing, and maybe one of these will be right.
Just say it with confidence. It's all right. Say it fast.
So, Tony, the person who was on the radio with him yesterday, Manitowoc Public Library's Youth Services Manager, Sharon Verbatim. He also said your name a couple different times, different ways as well.
Yes.
He got your first names. I mean, he nailed Tony and Sharon.
Yeah.
I mean, good job.
Afterwards, not as much on the mark. And last but not least, Teen Associate Kristen Keck.
Yay!
Yay! Thank you so much for coming, and thank you so much for being so patient and waiting while everything was going on with Michael. And I know we got to get going because two of you for sure have to be out of here by 1:00. So
let's just dive right in.
Let's just dive right in here and not mince any words. What you three are here to talk about is the Manitowoc Public Library Summer Reading Program. So,
yes, and
yes.
Tony's got his on too.
Sharon, do you have one on?
I don't have mine on either.
I don't have mine on either.
Felt appropriate.
Well, it really did. So, in no particular order, launch away at what you'd like to talk about, and you can dance program to program. I have graphics for what I have graphics for. Kristen, unfortunately, we don't have graphics for your specific teen things, but we're going to talk about them anyway.
Sorry.
So, and go. All right, so thank you for coming to the show.
Thank you for having us. The summer reading program starts June 16th through August 9th. It's our annual reading incentive during the summer months. So you're encouraged to stop by the Manitowoc Public Library. You can sign up for the program. It's an all ages program where you just, every day that you read, you can log. You log every day that you read. If you read 6 days, you earn a prize. And then you can do that up to 5 times. You get rewards just for reading the literature that you enjoy. So you have until from June 16th to August 9th to finish the 30 days of reading and claim all your prizes. So it's
so when you say a day of reading, what does that mean? Does that mean 5 minutes, 1 hour, or does it not matter?
It doesn't matter. So just whatever, as long as you engage with literature in some form during it. So like you could read to yourself, you could read to somebody else, you could listen to an audio book or do anything on Libby. All that counts as reading. So it's just a matter that you did that during the day and you just check that day and start building up your record.
Awesome.
Are there prizes for reading?
Yes, there are. There's also, because it's all ages, there's a few different programs. So some geared towards adults, some a lot for kids and teens. So sign up for the program that matches your age. And again, you get your reward every 6 days you read.
Awesome. And how do you sign up again?
You can sign up. You can download the Beanstack app if you want to log your reading yourself, just on your smartphone. Or you can come in and get a paper tracker from the library, and you get a neat colored sheet that Emily designed. So you get the color in each day that you get, and then once you reach a milestone, you can bring it in and claim your prize.
Awesome. Do you have like any and you can say no if you don't want to give it away, but do you guys have some examples of what some of the prizes are going to be?
Yep.
What do we got there, Kristen?
We have a light up bracelet. It's got replaceable batteries, which is what I like about it. So you can actually, this can last forever. It's better in the dark. Yeah, but still, it has a couple different modes. It's got flashing mode. We have some, well, what I think are really cool other light up bracelets that are more kind of sports, outdoors, camping kind of things.
Yeah.
So when you're riding your bike or running at night,
oh, that's cool.
It's a safety feature, and it's also cool and lights up.
Yeah.
So anytime it lights up, I'm so there for it. But yeah, these are one of them. That's just one that I happened to have handy. But we've got all kinds of, we've got coupons, we've got, the teens get really cool prizes. We've got coupons, we've got experience passes. There's a raffle at the end, so you can put your name in for once you complete the program. So once you do all your reading days, you put your name into the raffle, and I can't really tell you the prize, but one of them is a Target gift card of substantial amount. Ooh. That's all I'm going to say.
Yay.
That's right. A little tease is better than giving away the whole store.
Yeah. You don't get to know everything right now, but we have some cool stuff.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I certainly want to speak to, while we have super cool prizes and you can earn up tickets to Bay Beach and Farm Wisconsin and Maritime Museum, in the spirit of fostering literacy, it's really important to us that all readers earn at least 2 books over the course of summer. Excuse me. So children and teens over the course of the whole reading program will win 2 brand new books.
Cool.
Adults will win books, but they get a choice from our used book sale selection.
Perfect.
Well, that definitely is a prize.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, are there any other prizes you want to hit specifically to lure in the younger reader that are big fans of our show? We're huge.
Yes.
In the preschool through
Right in
3rd
there.
grade
Mhm.
demographic.
Right up
Never
there with
miss an
Bluey.
episode.
Yes, I'm sure.
I felt like I could sense some sarcasm.
There
in
might
your
be
answer.
sarcasm. So
I mean, the kids love, I think one of the more popular prizes for kids are when we get to the week where they earn a free treat. So, for example, we have coupons for like free Frosties, free donuts, free cookies, free ice cream. We got all the sweet food groups covered there. So, I mean, kids love getting something kind of tangible.
yeah.
And so, hey, we get them sugared up for the parents, and then they go
And
home.
then kick
You're
them out.
welcome.
Tony, is there anything that you would like to bring up specifically for the adults?
I did have this here, which was gifted to us by a Ford Imprint grant. So this is one of the prizes you could potentially win. We've also got a bunch of other MPL swag and other things like that. You can also, for the adult program specifically, you can earn up to 3 raffle tickets to try to win one of 3 kind of bigger grand prizes. So 10 patrons will win $100 in Meyer gift cards. There's discounts towards Brewers tickets. And there's for Club Car Wash, it's like a 3-month unlimited, like kind of a VIP kind of cleaning thing. So you could potentially win that. So earn your raffle tickets and put them in towards the prize that you want to win. So we also have gift cards from various businesses in town because we've received a lot of donations, which we greatly appreciate from the community. Yeah, the outreach has been fantastic. So not enough time to name everybody, but there's just so many local places that you could win a small $5 gift card from or win one of the bigger prizes towards the end.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would say too, if you are interested in seeing who contributed to all of the prizes and whatnot, go to our website, manitowoclibrary.org/SRP. And we have a nice graphic up there with all of our sponsors' logos. And our friends of the library and all the community businesses, we just couldn't do it without them.
Yeah, special recognition to the Friends of the Manitowoc Public Library who sponsor us every year. They make, all the books that we give away possible. And just, like you said, it wouldn't exist without them.
Yeah.
Isn't there an event coming up before the start of the summer reading program that also happens to involve treats?
Indeed, we have our summer reading kickoff on Thursday, June 12th at Cedar Crest. So home of the big cow. I think everybody in the area knows where that is. Kristen and I will be there signing people up. The first 100 people we sign up will get a coupon for a free scoop of ice cream at Cedar Crest. And thanks to a generous partnership with them this year, everyone who signs up for the summer reading program will get a 10% off coupon to Cedar Crest. So adults, even if you're not at the early kickoff, everyone will get that. So a big shout out to Cedar Crest. Thank them for that.
Yes.
And while treats and prizes are great, this doesn't apply so much to adults. But another great thing about the summer reading program is the way it reduces the summer slide for grade school kids and even high school kids, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone want to talk about what the summer slide is exactly?
Kristen, I'm happy to talk, but
go ahead.
There's been tons of research done into this because historically over summer, reading is not on the top of kids' lists, right? They're swimming, they're camping, they're vacationing, right? So it really is the goal, I think, of almost all libraries and certainly school teachers, parents, we hope, to keep kids reading. And it has been shown that children who keep reading throughout the summer do score better on tests in fall than their peers who have not done any reading. It's a thing.
It is a real thing. Yeah. And I know that we actually did a study the library did with MPSD several years ago. This was a while back, like 7 years ago, that actually showed the comparison between the people who continued to read during the summer and who didn't read at all during the summer. And it was significant.
Yeah.
It was truly significant. So, I mean, something as casual as participating in a summer reading program can just keep your brain activated in the way that's going to not make you have to play a lot of catch up come fall. And I think that's, it's an unsung hero of the summer reading program.
Keep that in mind, Tim. You keep your brain going over summer too, right?
I'm sorry. I couldn't understand a word you were saying because I'm too dumb. My brain stopped working. I'm sorry. I apologize. My brain grows. My brain shrinks as my beard grows. So it's a difficult thing to fall into. But in addition to reading, which is what I need to do more of to keep conversant and smarter, does anyone want to talk about some of the programs that they have coming up?
Tony, I'll hand it off to you to start with some adult programs.
Yeah, so definitely want to highlight the used book sale, which we have every year. It'll be in June. It's from June 26th through the 28th. And this is actually a great way to, this funds the summer reading program because all the benefits from selling the books goes to the Friends of the Manitowoc Public Library. So you just stop by. We'll have a variety of adult books, kids books, teen books, comic books. It's just everything from the library will be available there. Adult books are $1, youth books are 50 cents. We also have on the 28th where it's stuff a bag. So you get a grocery bag, you fill it with books, and it's $4 for the bag. So it's a really great deal. It's a great way to expand your personal library and support the programs while you do it.
Also, I mean, it's sometimes I'm amazed because working at the front desk, a lot of us who work, downstairs, we get to see donations as they come in. And we have been seeing people, they donate books that I think they maybe opened once, read once. And, brand new books sometimes. I mean, some are definitely a little bit more loved than others, but I mean, we get amazing donations from the community.
Yeah, and we greatly appreciate that because, again, it goes into these sales and then it gets in the hands of somebody else who will enjoy that book.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Any other adult programs?
We'll always keep an eye out for our Idea Box badging sessions. So we're always teaching with classes on sewing machines, the Glowforge. We recently got a new 3D printer, which I'm hoping to have up within the next couple of months. So we'll be able to teach people how to use that.
Perfect.
Outstanding.
So register for that. And Michael Perry, of course.
Yes.
We also have the Bruin Bee coming up in July 23rd. So our annual spelling bee at Pet Skull, which is a lot of fun. So it's a lot of crowd interaction and all that. Tim could speak probably more about that. But it was.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's become a lot of fun. And the bee that Emily used in the poster clearly hasn't slept for at least a week to 10 days, and it is ready to be unleashed.
Well, the hive has been unleashed.
Yeah, the hive has been unleashed. And this year, we want to make clear up front because this is one of the few events, period, that there's a charge to participate in. The reason there's a charge is because it is a fundraiser for the Friends of Manitowoc Public Library. So everything that we make on this, Paul does not take any anything for it's an adult spelling bee. So you are allowed 2 beverages. Those 2 beverages can be beers should you choose. Paul doesn't charge anything for that. Everything that comes in during the bee gets sent right back to the Friends, and that's why there's a charge. And so this is kind of a thing that perpetuates itself. It's for the summer reading program. By participating in it, you're donating to keeping the summer reading program going. So it's a great synergistic thing. And it is a lot of fun. When we originally started, there wasn't as much audience participation. And now the audience participation is equal.
Oh, yeah, heckling, yelling.
There are certain employees of the library that have become master hecklers.
Yes.
And I won't mention Charlotte's name, but it might be Charlotte, who is the master heckler of all time. But it's a lot of fun. This is July 23rd towards the end of summer, and it does not conflict with the night market. So if you wanted to do everything this summer, you still can.
Yep.
And registration opens the day before my birthday. I just thought I'd throw that out there for anyone.
Everybody knows that.
Everyone who wants to know June 7th, well, everyone does, right? So, what else? Anyone programs that you would like to bring up? It's a free for all with programs.
Well, I would really love to go to the Michael Perry one, which was June 19th. But I have a program that evening for the teens. Yes, we're going to make summer sips. We're going to make specialty mocktails, sort of, out of simple syrups and spritzer. Chef Andrew Dunbar will be there for that. Sorry, something just fell. I don't know what.
Was it Andrew?
It was
Andrew.
Okay.
Like an elf on the shelf.
I don't know what happened.
And Andrew on the shelf.
A Dunbar on the
We
desk.
said his name 3 times. He might appear.
Oh, I wish, because he was scheduled to be on the show today.
Oh no, he's so cool. Anyway,
He is cool.
that will be fun. But on July 11th, we're having first ever, and hopefully not the last ever, open mic for the teens. So come on up. If you have a short monologue, a scene, you get 5 minutes with an open mic. If you want to sing something, if you want to gather friends and have a flash mob, whatever. Come and entertain your friends and family and complete strangers who will come and watch you. And me. I don't want to be the only one singing, but I will do a song. So that is on June 11th at 1 o'clock. It'll be upstairs in the Balkansky room. Come and have fun with an open mic. You have 5 minutes to do whatever you want. Let's see, what else was I going to talk about? Oh, we have a new thing. This is also, sorry, that was July 11th. Did I say June? I might have said June. It's July 11th. July 25th, we're going to have a new game. It's called Ransom Notes. It's really fun.
Oh, this looks
It
fun.
is, yeah, this is one. It's kind of combining refrigerator magnet poetry with apples to apples, sort of. But you're going to get a prompt. You're going to get a bunch of little words, refrigerator magnet words, and you're going to have to describe that prompt with whatever words you have in front of you. It's a lot of fun. I've trial run this with some people. Shout out to the Boys and Girls Club at Washington, and we had a great time. So it'll be great. It'll be a lot of fun.
I may or may not be planning on stealing this program for adults.
You should.
So you know. I think it seems like it would be just such a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna have that's if you see something called On the Table, those are the ones where we're gonna play games. Those are the programs where we're gonna play games, and we're gonna have J&R aquatic exotic pets. I think I'm saying all of their things right. It's J&R aquatic animal rescue and exotic pets.
Ooh.
I think that's all of it. But they do a program where they bring out some of their animals, and these are all pets that have been rescued. So probably a couple snakes and lizards, maybe a turtle. And we're going to have wild side selfies. So bring your selfie stuff, bring your best outfit that complements snakes, and come and take some. Again, you'll have a couple minutes to take selfies with your chosen critter.
That's so cool.
This is going to be a lot of fun, I think. We will have some backdrops, some different color backdrops for you. We might have a lighting rig. I still have to talk to somebody about that. There's one running around this library somewhere. I just have to locate it. What we will not have is a professional photographer. So bring your own camera and a friend to help you if you're not. Like, I'm not good at taking an arm's length selfie of myself. So bring a friend. You can have 2 or 3 people in, to hold the snake, but somebody has to take the picture. And that's what the teens are responsible for. You guys bring your own equipment.
I was going to say, we actually have a phone stand here that you could use for the program, that people could set their phones up and if they do the timer. Yeah. So,
that is even better. Perfect. See, I did not know we had that, but it just gets better and better. So those are the 3 programs that I really want to point out. I guess 4 because I slipped the Andrew one in there. But we're going to have, oh, thank you. We're going to have some art going on. We're going to create cosplay costumes for rubber ducks. Yeah, it's a little random.
Tie-dye, Kristen. Don't forget the tie-dye.
Oh, yes, we're going to have tie-dye. We're going to have chaotic chemistry out on the lawn. Something may catch fire because I'm all about fire.
When is that?
Love fire.
Love that. Love that.
Anything that may involve fire, I would like to be there
yes. for. That one is June 27th. So that's part of, the early days of this. So, yes, come out and see chemicals react violently to each other.
Yes.
We're
doing the coolest programs.
Now,
oh my gosh.
A little bird told me that in addition to all this amazing programming, that you are also looking to do some recruiting of teens as well.
Very true, because all of these programs require hands, hands to work, and we need teens. We were really appreciative of all the help that we get from our teens in this community. It is amazing the turnout that we get. We've already had some people volunteer. There is a form. You can see it. I'm pretty sure it's online. If not, come to the upstairs desk, and I'll try to get some at the downstairs desk too, here at the library. Fill out the form. Does require legal guardian signature. So get a grown-up to have them sign that. And there's all the programs that you can volunteer for. There's some time to spend with us on the desk, helping to hand out prizes or register people for the summer reading program. It's mostly inside stuff. There's no heavy lifting. We're not going to ask you to do anything weird.
And this could count towards volunteer hours, right?
This will count towards volunteer hours. Yeah, well, I know you guys need this I know the teens need this for graduation.
Yep.
So, easy hours, fun atmosphere. I'm not going to promise snacks, but there might be snacks. There's usually snacks wandering around. There'll be snacks.
All right. The promise of snacks has arrived.
The promise of snacks has arrived. But also come see us for the registration at Coolcrest on the 12th, because there's ice cream there for sure. Yes. Come eat ice cream with us. And there'll be an ice cream party to wrap up summer. So all those big feelings we have at the end.
We like ice cream a lot, don't we, Kristen? I mean,
it's ice cream, and it's summer.
It's ice cream.
Now, you said you were going to try and get those forms down to the main desk. I just wanted to remind you that, as Yoda said, there is no try, only do.
Ah, okay. I know where your office is, Tim.
And I know where yours is. Since we're threatening each other now,
that wasn't a threat. That was just
a casual promise of stopping by. Well, cool. That all sounds fantastic. And remember, teens, it's always a fun time to volunteer. It's not, your standard, just kind of dull volunteering. It is a fun time.
Yes. We strive to be fun. We strive to have ice cream.
You should have a shirt that says that.
I should.
Or at least a bumper
one that
sticker.
Says summer reading.
That is good. That is very good. That just covers the whole schmear. Now, Sharon, you are the only one who has remained conspicuously quiet about programming. Would you like to talk about anything programming?
I mean, it's usually I'm so over the top that I overwhelm everybody, so I didn't want to do that. But,
do it.
We're so proud.
I know. Well, we have 2 big recurring events that come through every year that I would be remiss not to mention. Paint the Library the week of 4th of July. Please come. Get red, white, and blue. We supply the paint. We supply everything. You paint our windows. Get us ready for the 4th of July parade. Lots of families come out. We love it so much. It's a great turnout. It's super fun. Fingers crossed, good weather. Another annual huge event is our Touch the Trucks. That happens Wednesday, July 16th, 10 to 12. We fill the Breeze parking lot with fire trucks, police vehicles, a cement mixer, ladder trucks. Little kids and big kids alike get to climb aboard, beep the horn. And last year we had about 1,500 attendees. So it is one of our most beloved events. I think Emily can concur. She's brought her son to the event. Mm-hmm. I've seen even adults love climbing on these trucks. I'm personally a big fan of the SWAT team that comes. And the kids get to wear the uniform. So those are our two big annual events. We have two new events this year that I think are going to really bring a lot of people. Thanks to a generous donation from the foundation, the MPL Foundation, we are bringing renowned children's musician Jim Gill. And he plays just family-friendly, foot-stomping, toe-tapping, snapping, really fun songs. We play a lot of his songs in our regular story times, but that doesn't mean they're just for preschoolers. I think grandparents would love to bring their kids. A whole family-friendly thing. It's going to be outside at Burger Boat Park, across from the library. Again, good weather is on the docket for that. We'll have a food truck available, and that is happening Wednesday, July 9th, 2 p.m. So come for an after lunch treat. I do also want to note that we're bringing another costume character this summer, none other than the pigeon from the popular Mo Willems books. Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus. There you go. Pigeon Palooza, we're calling it.
Why would you call it anything else?
The books are beloved and the character is large. This is going to be out on our library lawn. Wow, we're planning a lot of outside stuff. We better be talking to our weatherman.
I'll talk to Jordan Blamers, see what I can do.
We have 3 story times with the pigeon coming up in early June. And there'll be some surprises, collaborations with some other city departments. Hint, hint, don't let the pigeon drive the bus. Maybe we will. I don't know. Come and see. And then since it didn't happen, it just sort of happened organically, but we also do have somebody coming this summer with live pigeons for a pigeon visit, a local pigeon keeper. I don't know if that's what their title is. But we do have a gentleman coming with actual pigeons, and they're homing pigeons. So he's going to send them off. We're going to see who makes it home on time. And so just a really fun summer of animals and laughter. And I don't know, it's going to be a fun summer, and it's starting really quick. Kristen and I are getting ready to welcome the crowd.
Well, for sure. Now, I know that Kristen and Sharon need to get out of here relatively quickly, but Sharon, also, can you talk a little bit about the adaptive program that is also running?
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. So we have a really large active community of special needs adults that come into the library regularly. We love it. We do programming for them. We definitely want to include them in our summer reading program, knowing, of course, that some of them have other capabilities in terms of reading. We have made an adaptive program where they can do things reading adjacent and still earn the prizes. So it might be taking a walk outside, going to visit a friend, visiting or playing with a pet, visiting with a family member. So just things that foster, community and relationships. And, if they are able to read or listen, that's awesome too. But kind of just want to make sure we involve, our adults and youth with special needs.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, so the summer reading program, quite literally, is for everybody.
Absolutely. You can read to your unborn child because that is actually, research has shown that is really helpful as an early literacy tool. So read to your 100-year-old grandma. It's for everybody. I don't think we let dogs participate per se, but
why?
I don't know.
You could read to your dog.
You could read to your dog, right?
Cats at home. Maybe she reads to her cat.
My cats love to read.
So there we go.
What's her favorite author?
All the time.
Who's your cat's favorite author?
Is the same as mine, Terry Pratchett.
Wow. That's convenient.
Yeah, it's convenient. That's what they hear the most of. So
awesome. Well, Sharon and Kristen, I'm going to let you go in a minute. You maybe heard me ask this to Michael Perry. You know how in baseball people have walk-up music when they come to the plate. What would be your walk-up song in real life? Tony, we will get to you later, but as far as I know, you don't have to go to a meeting. So
Nope,
you get the noise of being held over past 1 o'clock. But Sharon and Kristen, what would your walk-up song be in real life, just for an everyday event, if you could have a walk-up song?
I mean, that's easy for me because we're so, well, at least me, we're so pumped full of energy in our youth department. I love that jump around song that they play at games.
Sure.
You know, bum, 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 bum. You know, that one kind of thing. Yeah. So, like, I would love to walk out to story time with that song.
You probably could make that happen.
We have it on CD.
I mean, quite literally.
We have it. We can play it. That's right. I'll make it happen.
Boy, that's awesome. And Kristen?
I've actually been thinking about this since you asked Mr. Perry about it. There's an artist called Caro Emerald who does a song called Absolutely Me.
I am not familiar with the song, but it sounds perfect for a walk-up
nobody
song.
Nobody, I don't know. I'm one of the very few people, I've never run across another Caro Emerald fan in the wild.
In the wild.
So, yeah.
What a perfect title for a walk-on song.
Yeah, she does amazing stuff. So listen, look her up. Also, there's a song called Liquid Lunch, but that's probably not. That's my ringtone for a long time.
It's past 1 o'clock. I think we can bring that up.
Okay. It was my ringtone on my phone. I love that song too. But absolutely for the walk up. Yeah.
Fantastic. Sharon and Kristen, thank you so much for being here. I know you have to go to a meeting. Thank you for all the great information and all the fun conversation. Have a great day.
Yay. Come to our program. Volunteer.
And then there was Tony.
And then there was one.
Then there was me.
You know, this is I'm feeling a little emotional right now because this is our last episode and we had our #1 guest.
As our very last guest on the show.
Yeah, I've been here since the beginning. I'm the guy waving the I Love Manitowoc Public Library sign in the intro.
Yes.
Standing on a chair.
So are there any other programs you want to bring up now that I don't have to make the mad dash to 1 o'clock because staying on time is not one of our specialties.
Yeah. Well, we have a couple opportunities coming up for our Libby class. So learn about Libby, the online reading app. Again, for those of you who don't know, that's a free resource. Through just by having a library card, you get access to thousands of different ebooks, audiobooks, magazines, and these classes teach people how to download the app and how to navigate it. So if you're new to ebooks, be happy to show you how it works. So that's Tuesday, June 24th at 6 o'clock. This is offering an evening session. On May 21st at 10, we're also offering a morning session. That's coming up pretty quick, May 21st. But this one is June 24th at 6. We also have our Manitowoc downtown history tours.
Oh, we don't have a
graphic. We don't have that yet.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, so it's an opportunity for you to come down to the library, and we just walk down 8th Street. We point out different buildings, talk about the history of them. And this is the first time we've offered the program in the past with other staff members. This is the first time I'm offering the program, so I'm brushing up on my local history, which is a lot of fun.
And they were popular. I mean, we were doing them for a while, and then we took a little break, I think, during COVID and whatnot. And I'm glad to see that it's coming back because people really liked those. Yeah,
that was a really good response last time we did it. So I'm offering 2 sessions, one on August 4th, which is in the morning, and August 11th, the following week, that is in the evening.
Perfect.
You will have to register for those programs, though.
Yep. And you'll also have to be comfortable with walking a bit, too.
Of course, yeah, because we'll, go up and down the street and so that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, cool. And just keep an eye out on the events calendar. We have pamphlets out at the main desk, so you can always see what's going on at the library.
Yeah.
What's coming up.
Yeah, and the new events guide is out there now?
Yep.
correct?
Yep.
In a new format, so you don't have to worry about a falling out middle page.
Yes.
It's a beautiful trifold. It really is packed with so much information about what's going on this summer.
I was going to say, I have one
right
here.
I thought you were taking advantage of me for a second.
It's for later.
Look at, hello. Good night.
Packed full of info.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So Tony, now the question is, what would your walk-up music be?
Oh, I don't know if I have a specific one. I'm okay with anything Journey or Tom Petty, two of my favorites, singers. So whatever they play with that is fine with me.
So Don't Stop Believing or I Won't Back Down.
Yes, there you go.
I mean, honestly,
depending on the mood of the day.
Everybody knows that song.
Everybody knows it. If people would just hear the piano intro and people would start cheering as you walked up behind the main desk.
Yeah.
I do particularly enjoy Wheel in the Sky, which is also fun.
Yeah.
Are you more a fan of early Journey than later Journey? Or
Probably.
just Journey across the board?
Just Journey in general. So
yeah. Wheel in the Sky is fun. It's my favorite song about a biblical UFO spotting. Easily. I can't even think of another one that competes. Well, Tony, honestly, we didn't plan this. This was in no way planned. But thank you so much for always being such a tremendous sport, coming on the show all the time.
Yep.
And it's always great. You're a lot of fun to talk to, and you always pass on a lot of great information. So
yeah, and I appreciate both of you putting this together and getting it out to as many people as we can about promoting the library. So thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're welcome. Tony Pluckin, everyone. I've only said his name twice, and I've said it right both times. So
right.
All right. Thank you, Tony. Have a good day.
Bye, Tony.
Bye.
Where is the curse? There it is. And then, as it was in the beginning, it's just Tim and Emily. You know what? We had a comment.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, I'm going to even read it. And this was during Michael Perry. Catherine Wimmer said, "I sure enjoyed the discussion."
Oh, thank you, Catherine.
Thank you, Catherine.
We enjoyed it too.
We did.
Mm-hmm.
I always do. I've always had a good time doing this.
I know. But we said so. Well, I guess we really didn't. I know we mentioned it on the last episode, but in the beginning of this episode, we didn't really mention this is the last episode. We didn't really talk about that at all on today's episode.
No, it's just time to let it wind down for a while. Because one of the things, we
might be back.
We might be. It's
for
possible.
A special occasion.
Like our birthdays.
My dog's birthdays.
Oh. Yeah, we never really discussed the possibility of coming back for dog birthdays.
I know.
I think it should be. I wouldn't be terribly surprised to see us pop up for a big event.
Yeah.
It's just one of the nice things about working at the library is that there's not a lot of turnover with the people that you work with.
Everyone's been here for a very long time.
Yeah.
I mean, and it speaks a lot to, this establishment and the people inside of it, and that we all have found a purpose here. Yeah,
and as a result, mostly everyone that we either wanted to have on the show or expressed interest in coming on the show has been on the show. So after over 2 years now, we don't want to get repetitious.
Yeah,
we don't want to just giving you the same show every week.
Yeah.
Every month, excuse me, not every week. Every week would definitely be excessive. So my question to you is, what's your walk-up music?
Oh God, you prepared me for this, and then I immediately forgot about it until you asked Michael, and I've been sitting here thinking about it, and the only thing I can think of is my favorite song in the whole wide world, but I don't know if that would be my walk-up song. So I'm a little conflicted.
What's your favorite song in the whole wide world?
Everlong by Foo Fighters.
I think that's a good walk-up song.
That has been my favorite song for probably over 20 years.
I'm not surprised that it's a Foo Fighters song. I thought it was going to be The Best.
Oh, Best of You?
Best of You.
I mean, I like that song, but it's I don't know.
I'm good with Everlong, and it's your walk-up music.
That's true. I mean, I just, like I said, I can't I know that is my favorite song. I don't know if I would choose that if I really sat down and spent a good chunk of time thinking about it. I'm not sure that's what I would.
Well, maybe for the next when we do a special one in the future, you can think about it from now until then.
Yeah, I thought of a song earlier and I already forgot it.
Sounds like a really good, memorable song. One that really sticks.
And what would be yours?
Mine, after a lot of consideration, would be "I'm Not Okay" by My Chemical Romance.
I had a feeling it would be on the MCR.
Oh yeah, well, because in my heart, I'm basically a teen emo girl.
You are.
I 100%. Really am.
I wouldn't even say in your heart. You just are.
Thank you. But the other song, it was between that and "Sugar We're Going Down" by Fall Out Boy.
That's a good one too.
They're both good songs.
I just love that era of music.
I do too.
It's so fun.
It was always outside my demographic because I was always too old, lest somebody think I should be put on To Catch a Predator and to go to the shows by myself.
Hope we never see you on there.
I will never be on there, but it was just like, oh, who's the creepy old guy with all the 14-year-olds? You know, and it's like,
I'm here for the music.
I'm here for the music, everybody. I'll step back with the parents. But Mara, my wife, and this is actually a discussion we had a couple of weeks ago. Do you have any guess what Mara's walk-up music might be?
Oh God!
If you guessed, I'd give you $100 American.
Do I get any sort of hint?
No, that's crazy talk.
I'm not even sure I know what music she likes.
Well, fair. I will tell you that I didn't expect this, but it is "Baby Elephant Walk" by Henry Mancini. It's a song. It's an instrumental. It goes da 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 da. It's this weird song.
I would have never guessed that.
I wouldn't have guessed it either, and it was hilarious. But you could have almost earned $100 American.
I mean, I wouldn't even say almost. Well, the opportunity was there, it was going to happen or not.
But it's such a funny song, and it can be anything. It could be like her when she's tired, her when she's upbeat, her when she's bouncy.
I like it. I like it a lot. That's fun.
Well, I think we've exhausted every possible topic.
On that note, we do have a little something we wanted to leave you guys with.
Yes.
Just a little
memory piece.
Yeah, a little trip down memory lane.
Exactly.
And just thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure doing the show for you. We've had a good time every single time. Emily,
good work.
A pleasure working with you.
Thank you.
Well, it's not like we're not still going to be working.
I know, we're literally like 5 feet away from each other every single day.
Playing 2 different types of music at exactly the same time. Perfect. So, goodbye, everyone. It's been a pleasure doing this for you, and hopefully we'll see you again at some point in the future, just for a very special episode. But until then, farewell for now.